It's January 24th, 1961. High above North Carolina, a B-52 bomber flew a routine night patrol. But miles above the ground, the aircraft experienced a massive failure. The plane violently shook, and the pilot completely lost control. The massive aircraft was breaking apart in midair. With no other options to save the plane, the pilot gave the final order for the crew to bail out into the freezing night sky. As the crew drifted down in their parachutes, they watched their aircraft tear open, and inside that crumbling belly were 2 Mark 39 hydrogen bombs, falling freely toward American soil. A mundane mechanical issue on a single patrol flight had suddenly unleashed a chain of events that could trigger a massive nuclear disaster. To understand why a bomber carried live nukes over the East Coast, we have to rewind slightly. It was early 1961. John F. Kennedy had just taken office, and the United States was locked in the paranoia of the Cold War. The military's strategy to deter a Soviet attack was an initiative called Operation Chrome Dome. It involved keeping heavily armed B-52 bombers airborne 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. During a routine mid-air refueling over North Carolina, the crew noticed a fuel leak on the right wing. It escalated rapidly, draining 37,000 pounds of fuel in just 3 minutes. Because the military demanded constant airborne readiness with live weapons, a broken seal was all it took to put millions of civilian lives directly in the blast radius. When the plane broke apart, the 2 weapons were ejected at different altitudes and experienced entirely different falls. The second bomb dropped at such a low altitude that its parachute never even had a chance to deploy. It slammed into a muddy field at 700 miles per hour. The sheer force drove the weapon 180 feet into the earth, instantly interrupting its internal detonation timer. But the first bomb was released much higher up. As it fell, its parachute deployed flawlessly, slowing its descent to the ground. The erratic destruction of the B-52 had accidentally initiated the exact conditions required for a purposeful combat drop. This diagram shows the bomb's arming process. The parachute deploying starts a 42-second timer. When it expires, an electrical signal arms the weapon. The final trigger is the impact, which compresses the nose, firing the ignition sequence to detonate the core. A detonation of this Mark 39 bomb produces a 4-megaton blast. That is over 250 times more powerful than the weapon dropped on Hiroshima. This map of the eastern seaboard shows the projected lethal fallout zone. Winds would carry the radioactive cloud straight over Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, and all the way to New York City. Millions of lives and a vast portion of American infrastructure depended entirely on whether that final electrical spark reached the nuclear core. When military teams reached the crash site, they discovered something terrifying. 5 out of the bomb's 6 distinct arming mechanisms had triggered exactly as designed upon impact, but the bomb didn't go off. The only thing standing in the way was a single low-voltage dynamo safety switch. Before the flight, a crew member had set it to this safe position, and it stayed there through the fall. This schematic demonstrates how that simple mechanism works. The switch physically breaks the circuit, absorbing the electrical current and stopping it from traveling to the detonator. It is easy to look at this incident and call it pure luck, but the reality is that the engineers at Sandia National Laboratory meticulously planned for this exact scenario. The eastern seaboard was spared because somewhere in a quiet office, an engineer asked, "What if everything goes wrong?" and decided to add one last mechanical hurdle to the firing sequence. The incident still carried a tragic human cost. 3 of the B-52's crew members were killed in the crash, unable to eject from the failing aircraft in time. And Goldsboro was not an isolated event. Throughout the Cold War, the military recorded hundreds of similar accidents involving lost, dropped, or damaged nuclear weapons, incidents officially classified as broken arrows. The second bomb that plummeted into the dirt left a permanent scar. Because it buried itself so deep into the waterlogged soil, a portion of the weapon, including its radioactive uranium core, was never recovered and remains entombed in that North Carolina field today. It is a quiet, physical reminder resting under the mud. For decades, we operated on a razor-thin margin between routine patrols and total annihilation.